You don't need more subscribers. You need people who would notice if you disappeared tomorrow. People who don't just watch your videos, but they share it, they talk about it, they buy from you, they bring other people with them. You see, most creators are wasting time chasing views and subscribers when the most profitable brands, they don't build audiences, they create movements. And in this video, I'm going to show you step by step how you can create a cult-like personal brand and create a movement. But be cautious on what you do with this power, because I'm trusting you to use this for good and not evil. I've built up social media audiences to over 100,000 followers. I quit that to build up a YouTube channel from absolute scratch because I realized that 10,000 YouTube subscribers are much more powerful than 100,000 followers on social media. And I've been helping other contentpreneurs increase their income, impact, and influence online, just like all them that you see on the screen right now. Plus, the ingredients that I'm going to break down with you in this video to build a power movement, just this past month alone, have grown my channel 5,000 subscribers and has grown my audience base to over 100,000. Now, typically in life, the best things only take a few ingredients to create, just like Professor Plutonium only needed sugar and spice and everything nice with just a dash of chemical X to produce the Powerpuff Girls. In order for you to create a power movement, you only need a few ingredients. There's only 6 of them, and it's only going to take me about 5 minutes to break down these 6 ingredients. So if you don't have 5 minutes to spare, then you'll probably just keep on thinking that you need to go viral when that's not the case. You don't need to go viral. You don't even need to have the biggest audience. You just need to have the right audience in order to produce a true power movement. Now, what I'm saying about this movement is so true because a lot of people are thinking that in order to properly monetize or micro niche personal brand with a digital product, it comes down to information when it's not. Yes, you can make informational content, but people don't follow information. They follow beliefs. And that's the core thing that so many people aren't realizing. So, the first ingredient is your core belief. What is it that you actually believe in? So your core belief is the thing that you would bet your reputation on. People don't remember information, they remember conviction. So something that I like to tell people is this: if you were the only person who believed in what you believed in, would you still believe in it? If you can answer yes to that question, then you need to let the market know about your core beliefs. So some examples, if I just use myself as an example for the brand that I'm currently building, I have a lot of takes that other people may not believe in, but I don't care because I believe in them and I have the results of building a 7-figure online business from them, and I have a community to whereas other people are getting results as well from my core belief system. So in the content creation world, some of my beliefs is that every single video is an offer, right? I don't treat content like content. I treat content like digital real estate, a long-term, evergreen, performing asset. And I position each and every single video as if it is an offer because it literally is an offer as a logical next best step to whatever the problem that the viewer is going through at the time. Some of my core beliefs: I don't believe in being a content creator. I believe in being a contentpreneur. Content creators are just doing whatever possible just to get a view. A contentpreneur lets us just like a business first and treats content as a traffic engine to send leads and sales to their core offering. I treat YouTube like the new funnel, and I truly believe in doing less things better in all this hustle culture where people are saying to hustle your face off and have all these different streams of income and post on every single platform, period. I say, just do one. Lock in and focus. And focus stands for follow one course until successful. Focus on one. Focus on one YouTube channel and focus on one product and do that until you hit a 7-figure level. I truly believe in doing less things better. These are certain things that people are attracted to in my core belief system. So remember, people, they follow what you believe, not just what you know. Now, with that, the second ingredient is credibility, because proof beats opinions. If you take it back to how I started off this video, I instantly showed you some of my credibility. I mentioned things like how I built up a social media audience to over 100,000 followers. I mentioned how I quit that to build up a YouTube audience from absolute scratch. I showed some results of people within my community that are getting results. I talked about how I have a 7-figure business. You know what? Because my proof shows that my core belief system, it might work, right? So trust isn't built by talking, trust is built by evidence. So you need to show some of your evidence behind whatever it is that you're talking about. So show your results, show some testimonials, show some transformation, screenshots, or some success stories. Beliefs plus proof, they equal your authority. And we're living in the trust economy. And in this information age and in this AI age where information is readily accessible, everything's YouTubeable and Googleable and AIable, right? People are gravitating towards trusted authorities who have a lived experience and are showing their actual proof. Now, whatever your proof is, whatever is going to make you credible is going to be different from the next person. And a lot of times, people are always thinking that the proof that they show, the credibility that they show, always has to be some type of win, when it doesn't have to be that. It can be a loss. I can use my failures as that same credibility to show that I am a trusted authority, or to show that I have lived through this, that I have lived through experiences. Yeah, it sounds fine and dandy when I talk about building a 7-figure online business, but guess what also could build my credibility? Failures. How I can talk about how I built up a 7-figure business, lost absolutely everything, and had to build up again from scratch. I could talk about how I posted over 100 episodes of a podcast that nobody was listening to and was only getting like 30 to 50 views and absolutely no subscribers. The volume of input of something that I've done could also prove my credibility behind whatever it is that I'm talking about. Right? Now, the third ingredient is personality, and this is big. Too many people are out here performing instead of just being. And it's so much easier to just be than to put on some show. That's why I don't have to be a content creator. All that I have to be is Aston. So many creators, they're trying to create a character, and then typically that character or that facade breaks down at some point. I remember one day I was down in Atlanta and I was hanging out with some guys that I really think are weirdos, because the audiences that they have built, they have to be something that is totally different than themselves. We were out to dinner and one guy had out his camera, he was recording something, and this one guy, he panicked. He's like, "Oh no, don't post that. No, he's like, why are you tripping?" And he's like, "Oh no, if some of my followers see what you just post, I don't want people to see that I talk like that." And I was like, this is how you talk. But the character that he poses as on camera is a complete 180 from who he is as a person. And he has to try to upkeep that image. At some point, and that point is going to come sooner than later, it's going to crumble, because he's going to instantly break trust. And people buy things from people that they know, like, and trust. So be yourself. Share some of your humor. I'm a millennial. I grew up as a 90s kid. I grew up as a kid in the 90s. Certain things that I talk about and cultural references and whatnot, music, TV shows, cartoons, heck, I started off this video talking about the Powerpuff Girls. That's something that I'm team Buttercup, by the way. Buttercup was my favorite. But I'm sitting here starting a video about business, talking about Blossom, Bubbles, Buttercup, Professor Plutonium. Remember Mojo Jojo and all those characters and stuff like that? Like, I don't have to try to be anything else than I am. And if you want to actually build your tribe, that's actually a better word than like personal brand. You want to build a tribe. And if you're going to attract a tribe of like-minded individuals, you have to show those people that you are like them. And that starts from being less performative and being yourself. So you can show people yourself through your humor, through your communication style, through your actual stories, through your thought process, through your actual quirks. Think about this. A lot of things that we love about people are their little quirks that they may be embarrassed about. Even if I just take it through, let's talk about romantic relationships here. And relationship is key because you are looking to build a relationship with somebody through the screen. But if I talk about just basic romantic relationships, you typically fall in love with the imperfections of somebody else. It'll be some little freckle somewhere. It'll be that little crooked tooth that you just love to see smile. It could be a snort that somebody has, whether it's romantic relationships or even just personal relationships or family relationships. We love people from their imperfections. And a lot of times the things that people are trying to minimize about themselves and their quirks is what is going to make somebody gravitate towards you. So people, they can copy your strategy, but they can't copy your personality. And this is what is going to be the separator, because people are looking and people are going to always look for human connection, especially as everyone else tries to get more disconnected with the world through AI and whatnot. Now, the fourth ingredient is to have some contrarian beliefs. This kind of ties back into the first ingredient of what it is that you actually do believe in. Stand for something. Stand against something. So if everyone else zigs, I want to zag. So different gets noticed on the internet. So many people are trying to fit in and blend in and just copy what everybody else is doing when you want to stick out like a sore thumb. That comes from having contrarian beliefs. That comes from being polarizing. If I have this white background right here, and I draw a circle, this circle, it comes out because it contrasts with the white background, right? So if we're thinking of actual contrast, this is something that we'll use online as well. Everybody's out here just trying to copy what everybody else is doing instead of thinking of ways that they can stick out. Something that makes me stick out in my space is that other people, they're always talking about more content and posting everywhere. Well, I come out and I say, forget that. How about you just focus on doing less things better on one platform, on YouTube, which is the one place that everybody comes to learn how to do everything. Even people that want to grow audiences on short form social media like Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Threads, and whatnot. They don't go there to learn about it. They come to YouTube to learn about that. And it's the biggest streaming platform, period. It's bigger than Amazon, Netflix, HBO Max, Hulu. And it's the second biggest search engine because Google, which is the biggest search engine, owns YouTube. It's a discoverability platform like no other. Other people, they talk about get followers. I talk about build an audience of buyers, contentpreneur. That's a contrarian take. Other people, content creators, I talk contentpreneurs. Other people say more effort in this hustle culture. I say F that. Build out a system for yourself. And system stands for saving yourself time, energy, and money to where you can do the work once, implement it into the system, and the system works for you nonstop 24/7, 365. That's how you get your time back and you make more while working less. What is going to be your contrarian belief? What is going to be your zag when everyone else zigs? Different gets noticed. More of the same, you just blend in and you never start to actually attract the right people and build your actual audience. Now, with the doing this, the sixth ingredient is going to be your journey and documentation along the way. Document the journey. So many people are thinking of what they can create instead of what it is that they can document. What is a target or a goal that you can work on publicly? An entrepreneur that I really look up to by the name of Nathan Barry. If you're not familiar with Nathan Barry, he created ConvertKit, which is now Kit. It's a email software. Nathan Barry first started off with an ebook. I really got inspired off of his story. He's built his business up to a certain point. I think he sold 2% of his company so he could retire his parents and his wife's parents, his in-laws, right? But I was listening to a Nathan Barry interview one day. He said 3 things that he does every day, and I added a 4th to it. He said he wants to work in public, teach everything that he knows, create every day. That's what he does. Work in public, teach everything you know, and create every day. I added the 4th one of have fun, because I want to have fun with what I'm doing each and every single day. I want to build a lifestyle. I'm architecting a lifestyle to where I enjoy waking up every day, and I actually wake up like a kid on Christmas morning. Now, remember that feeling when you were like anticipating the next day? That's what my business looks like. But think about this. Documenting the journey is simply just working in public. So share what it is that you're doing, something that I literally do on my YouTube channel consistently, even though I'm giving and delivering information and transformation to people. I'm building a community on the back end of it. And really all my videos are just talking about the things that are working, have worked, do work, didn't work for my own business. I'm building as I create. I'm building as I go. And I don't have to think about content ideas like that if I can just talk about some stuff that I did yesterday and last week. All right. So leaders, if you're looking to become a leader amongst people, you have to be going somewhere. Tell the market, tell the audience where it is that you're going, and show them the process along the way. Or from where you are right now, show them and tell them what it took to get to right now. So tell people where you're headed, document the journey. So some examples of this. If you're creating content, even if you haven't gotten to be that super guru mental level big audience that you want yet, you could talk about that. I literally made a video not too long ago talking about how I made 300 videos and this is what I learned. Guess what? A big portion of that was of me talking about how actually it was like my 400th video, because prior to that, I had a podcast that nobody was paying attention to. Well, I had 100 plus videos up. Me talking about failures, again, built my credibility, built my authority, and documented the process from where I have become today to this point right now. If somebody's in the health niche or something like that, they don't have to be in shape to talk about health. You could actually start to document the process on your 20-pound journey. Somebody else, you could build a business in real time. Somebody audience-based, whatever it is. It's goal plus documentation. That equals an actual movement. Think documentation over create. And then for the 6th ingredient to building an actual movement instead of just an audience, you have to go beyond the niche. So you have to become more than your actual niche. This may be the most powerful ingredient amongst them all, because so many people are so locked into their niche that is all that they talk about. And when I say that, a lot of people, they get confused because they're like, I thought that was the point of a niche, so I only talk about my niche. No, you're sadly mistaken. So people become interested in you first, not just your expertise. And if you're looking to monetize a micro niche personal brand with a digital product, people are buying into you first. And then they're coming to know, like, and trust you and being somebody that can help them with whatever their problem is that they're going through with your solution of a digital product. So share things about your personality, share things that you enjoy, share your belief systems, possibly even share your faith in whatever it is, if it makes sense for what it is that you're talking about. Share your lifestyle, share your philosophies. So the deeper people trust you, the deeper that people know you, the deeper that they will trust you. But You have to figure out a way to keep that around your actual niche. So I have this solar system concept that I use to whereas the main problem that you solve is going to be your main star, like your sun. But our planets are going to be content buckets around it. And that's going to be different topics of things that we actually talk about. So if I use myself as an example, I talk about online business. I talk about how you can build your income, impact, and influence online through leveraging YouTube with a digital product, right? That's my niche. But I have content buckets around that niche, which are going to be, I could talk about branding. I could talk about sales. I could talk about delegation. I can talk about branding. I could talk about systems, right? These are all going to be other things that I'm going to talk about. And then throughout these, I branch off and I talk about different things, which there's 5 types to whereas you can either teach specific skills, answer specific questions, trend surf, influencer surf, or telling stories, right? So that's a way that I can build trust with people from letting them know more about Aston CEO than just always giving a step 1, a step 2, a step 3, a step 4. This is how you do something. Well, if I just talk about how to do something all the time, I'm just going to build a tutorial channel. And think about every single tutorial that you've ever watched. Do you ever follow those people? Do you ever subscribe to tutorials? No, you just get the information and then you go on about your day. But if you're looking to actually build a power brand, if you're looking to actually build and attract a tribe, if you're looking to actually build a movement, they have to feel as if they know you. And that's going beyond the actual niche, right? So always remember this. You want to build a movement, not just an audience. Information builds an audience. That's not what we want. Beliefs build an actual movement. And my movement and everything that I'm dedicating my life to right now is making it crowded at the top because I truly believe in abundance. And if you're serious about building your income, impact, and influence and creating your own movement, then go ahead and click the link down in the description and join this Crowded at the Top community. I look forward to building something special with you. And go ahead and check out this video right here about how you can leverage YouTube to build this movement for yourself. It's Crowded at the Top.